Now you have seen what the street looks like where I live, and you have heard Tadella's story about how she came from tragedy to triumph. You have even seen our little 1-year-old Tetana. Now it's time to see the inside of Grace Center, starting with the Grace Baby Daycare. The house neighboring Baby Daycare is made out of mud and sticks like most of the houses in Bahir Dar. Our mothers arrive between 7 o'clock and 7:30 in the morning. After saying goodbye to their children, they place their children in the hands of our nannies, who are loving and well-trained. Zertihun, who is not only a washing lady but one of our mothers, begins hanging out the clothes that have not quite dried from the day before. Immediately upon arriving in the center, the children are bathed and changed into clean clothes. We try to be strict about things like spraying down the baby changing tables with bleach and washing your hands with soap, and if the workers forget to do so, they receive a warning. After 3 warnings, they'll lose their job. Even though the center is set up to have water running inside, at this moment in time the water is not working. This is quite common where we live. After the baby has on clean clothes, their own clothes are placed into little cubby holes and compartments. We feel that it's the mother's responsibility to wash the clothes now that she's able to work and provide for her child. The main play area is separated between shelves to leave room for 2 sides. One side is for the bigger kids that toddle around a lot and like to play, and the other side is for the children who can't quite crawl yet and are sitting or laying down. This way they don't end up toppling on top of each other. We try and make sure there is at least 1 caregiver for every 2 to 3 infants. Each child has their own bed, and at one of the centers we have the photos of the children up above the beds to show which child goes in what bed, and we plan to do that here as well. Many of our mothers come every 3 hours to breastfeed their children, but some of our children are formula fed. The times they receive formula are marked out on this chart, as well as the times that their diapers are changed. These children are sitting and waiting contently for their food. These babies receive 5 meals throughout the day. The meals and snacks will vary depending on their nutritional needs. They also take multivitamins daily. We make sure the kitchen is kept clean and all the bottles are sterilized. There is also a refrigerator to keep all the formula bottles so that they don't spoil. Most of these children are able to eat with just a little bit of assistance. But you always have to watch out for that one that's trying to steal the neighbor's bread. And these little ones are being fed avocados. Of course, constant diaper changing comes with the territory of babies. You might be wondering what happens to these 70 cloth diapers that are used every day. First of all, they're washed by hand. Then they're hung on the line, 5 rows thick, but somehow they always manage to stay bright and clean. We try to rent houses with tiled floors so that they can be easily cleaned and disinfected. I can never figure out who likes music time better, the children or the workers. In a country where there's so little stimulation for children, we try and make sure that they receive as much stimulation as they can. Our nurse comes regularly to check the health of the babies. When the day comes to an end, the children are changed back into their clothes that they came in. Both the mothers and the children are so happy to see each other again. Most of our mothers have conceived their children through rape, and came to us wanting to abandon their children. They felt they had no place to turn to. Once they heard about our daycare, they were relieved that they could raise their children. Many of our mothers are teenagers as well, but the strength that they carry in their life is inspiring to all of us that are able to witness it. We are always striving for excellence with our workers and our mothers, but many times I am the one that is blown away by their soul and their strength and their excellence. And here is our washing lady, Zertihun again, with her baby girl. In fact, she didn't even have a last name for her daughter because she was raped and didn't know who the father was. So she named the child Grace. She feels that if it wasn't for God's gift of the Grace Center, her children would not be alive today.